Good morning. It's Friday, April 26th. This morning, I was in Job 27 and 30, chapters 27 and 30, and the verse I wanted to share on, or two verses, was chapter 27, verse 5 and 6. Job 27, verse 5 and 6. Far be it from me to say that you are right. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. I hold fast my righteousness, and I will not let it go. My heart does not reproach me for any of my days. Again, just to give a little bit of background here, we've been going through Job the last few days. And so we know that Job's life was pretty well devastated. He'd been attacked by the enemy. His children were killed. His flocks were killed. His body was pretty well destroyed. His friends come sit with him, be with him in his mourning. And after a certain amount of days, they began to share with Job because they thought they wanted to comfort him. And then Job begins to get defensive, and then they begin to get defensive. And it goes back and forth, where they begin to try to point out things to Job, sin in his life, that they think that there's some kind of secret sin and this is why this happened to him. Job strikes back at them, talking about their sin and their arrogance. They talk about his arrogance. Just goes back and forth. So in this verse here, it sounds good. It sounds like Job is saying something good until we really look at it. Sounds good when he says, far be it from me to say that you are right. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. It sounds good. Job's saying, till I die, till the day I die, I'm going to have integrity. And he says, and I hold fast my righteousness. I will not let it go. I will keep doing what's right. I will not quit. And my heart does not approach me for any of my days. Here's kind of the clue to what Job really means. My heart does not reproach me for any of my days. Like, I have no regrets. Whatever I've done in my life, I have no regrets. My heart does not feel bad about anything I've done. My heart sees itself as good. My heart takes a look at when I look into my heart, Job is saying, there's no reproach. I'm not worried about anything that I did in all my life. He's defending himself in front of these men. So let's look at those last three lines in the light of that. Far be it from me to say that you are right. No way I'm going to agree with you. No way I'm going to listen to anything my friends say to me. Their words are worthless to me. Far be it from me to say that you are right. I will not agree with your words. That's what Job is saying to them. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. Till the day I die, I'm going to believe in my own integrity. Till the day I die, I'm going to know that I have integrity and I've done what's right. How often do we feel like that? Oh, I'm right. I have integrity. I would not do that. Like others do those things, I would not do that. That's what Job is saying here. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. I hold fast my righteousness. Will not let it go. Sounds really good. I will continue to do what's right. That's not what Job is saying. It says, I hold fast to my righteousness, my self-righteousness. He sees himself as right. He sees himself as better than them. He sees himself as a really good man who God has abandoned, and God has let down, and God has refused to protect him any longer, and that God has allowed these friends to come and make him feel miserable. But he's not going to give up his integrity. He's not going to give up his righteousness, and he will not let it go till the day he dies. And his heart will not find anything that's disappointing in him. My heart does not reproach me for any of my days. I've never done anything that my heart would feel bad about. When we go back to the very beginning of Job, I think as many times as we read it, we misunderstand it. We go back there, the enemy comes and all the sons of God are coming and the enemy shows up. God says, what are you up to? Well, I'm going back to and fro. And God says, hey, did you check out my servant Job? He is blameless and upright. Job is blameless, not because he has no blame, because God declares him blameless. Because God in his mercy, his compassion, and because of the cross that would come in the future, God looks at Job and he says, this is a man that I see blameless. Because God holds no sin against him. And God has blessed his life. Then the enemy says, well, that's because you've taken such good care of him. Let me wipe him out. Let's see what happens then. It's always been a mystery. God allows the enemy to do that. And as we go through the story of Job, we see what happens. All the junk that's deep in Job's heart comes to the surface. He thinks he's righteous. He thinks he's without blame. He thinks that the righteousness that God himself has given to him belongs to him. He thinks the fact that God sees him as blameless, that he is really without blame. But he's like everyone else, and all the stuff comes to the surface. And eventually we'll see God shows up and has a conversation with him. And what God does is he uses the attacks of the enemy on Job's life to bring all the real stuff to the surface so God can deal with it. So God can minister to him. So God can confront him. So God can point out, Job, I see you as blameless. But you think you're something else. Where were you when I formed the earth? We'll see that conversation later. But here, Job comes to a place. He says, far be it from me that you are right. I will not agree with you. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. I will see myself as justified, full of integrity, till the day I die. I hold fast my righteousness, will not let it go. I'm going to hang on to my self-righteousness. That's what that is. When we hang on to our own righteousness, it's a self-righteousness that is worthless in the eyes of God. Thank God for his mercy and his compassion towards us, that he gives us his righteousness. And my heart does not approach me for any of my days. I'm not worried about anything I've ever done. Those are words that come from the heart that's not right. Does God mean God doesn't love them? Of course he does. We want to understand that our righteousness comes from God. Whatever integrity we have, it comes from God because he put his words into our heart and he grows the fruit of the Holy Spirit. It did not come from us trying to be full of integrity. And we need to listen to others when they speak. We need to filter it through the Holy Spirit, not worry about the statements they make that the Holy Spirit tells us aren't true, but listen to those things, because some of those things are true, and take them in and deal with them in our hearts. And we don't want to come to the end of our life and think, I didn't do anything wrong. Life is full of regrets. The good thing is that God uses every single one of them to produce a heart in us that brings him glory, that lifts him up. Not ourselves. It doesn't lift us up. It lifts him up. That's his purpose. That's his goal. That's his will in our life, is that we glorify him. And he's the only one that can do that in us. We can't glorify God on our own. We can only allow him to do that through us. Thanks for listening to me today.